Whoa, it's kind of dark in here. Can you see me? It's Bar for Bar Weekly. Alright. This is Bar for Bar Weekly for the week of January 24th, 2020. Not a whole lot happened this week. It's a slow week. It's the third week of the month. But that doesn't mean stuff didn't happen. Start things off. We found out this week that Royce da 5'9" turned down a contract from Aftermath. Apparently the contract was going to be for $250,000 and unlimited beats from Dre. Not the headphones. Actual beats. But he instead took a $1 million deal from Tommy Boy. Royce said that he doesn't regret it because he wouldn't be where he is without that. But the reason he chose the $1 million over $250 and Dre beats is because he was young and didn't know any better. And $1 million is a lot of money. Speaking of Royce, though, he revealed the track listing for his upcoming album, The Allegory. It's going to feature lots of people. There's a lot of features from Griselda. We got King Crooked, Vince Staples. We already got Black Thought, I, and T.I. on the Black Savage's track. And yeah, there's going to be more than that. It drops February 21st. Speaking of album releases and track lists and announcements, I guess, Russ announced his track list for his upcoming album, Shake the Snow. It's supposed to be coming out next week, January 31st. It's featuring Rick Ross, Benny the Butcher, Devin the Dude, and more. But are we still on the fuck Russ train? Because that was fun. Oh yeah. Final album announcement of this week was Lil Wayne announcing Funeral. It's supposed to be dropping next week as well. And I really like the visual for it because it goes Funeral and then flips over and it says Lil Wayne. It just looks cool. But a lot of people on the internet are thinking that this is probably Wayne's last album, which wouldn't be surprising, but it would be sad for sure. I guess we'll find out more next week when the interview with him on Drink Champs comes out on the 30th, like the day before the album drop. Or he might just tell us himself, who knows. But regardless, I'm always excited for new Lil Wayne. This year started out crazy. How do we get new Eminem and new Lil Wayne in the same month? Like, what? What year is it? Moving on. There's Soundset, which is the music festival hosted by Rhymesayers in Minneapolis, announced today that there won't be a Soundset 2020. They didn't really say or go into too much detail as to why. They kind of said like what Soundset was, which is basically a festival that features performances by rappers, hip-hop artists, and just artists in general, some breakdancing and graffiti artists, as well as others. They didn't say if they were going to be returning next year. The feeling, I guess, of the note and the way it was written seemed like they might not continue this. Like they might not even come back next year. I guess we'll find out as time goes on. But that doesn't mean there's nothing happening this year. They're still they're celebrating the 25th year anniversary of Atmosphere. So that's exciting. So it's probably going to be in place to Soundset. Who knows? That might just mean that Soundset's coming back next year. That'd be great. Moving on. We found out recently, or like a couple days ago, the cause of death of the late Juice WRLD. Turns out it's exactly what everyone thought it was. It was an accidental overdose of oxycodone and codeine. I'm pretty sure everyone already assumed that it was an overdose, but it wasn't accidental because his pilot snitched on him and he didn't want to get caught. But at least something's official now. We also found out today that Chance the Rapper, sorry, in case you didn't know who Chance is. Chance the Rapper will be hosting the Punk'd reboot on MTV. Maybe he's going to reveal that his last album was actually part of the show and he'll drop a real album soon. Because no one really liked whatever the hell that album was called. It was trash. Alright, biggest bit of news this week is the Grammys are going to be holding a Nipsey Hussle Tribute. The Grammys is probably going to airing tomorrow by the time this gets posted. Or if you're seeing this later, it's already happened. But the tribute's going to include Meek Mill, Roddy Ricch, YG, John Legend, DJ Khaled, and Kirk Franklin. So that's really exciting. It's really great to see that people outside of the direct hip-hop community are starting to acknowledge what Nipsey Hussle was for. And I don't know, these feel like the right people to be there. However, also today, YG's home was raided, and then he was arrested for an alleged robbery. Last I checked, his bail was set for $250,000, and he's probably out by now. But shortly after, the game tweeted, "Funny how YG gets arrested the weekend of the Grammys when he's supposed to hit the stage in Nip's honor. Hashtag LAPD, the biggest gang here." And that really made me think, like, that's probably true. Like, someone is trying to do something. I mean, there's no confirmation, but people are, I don't know, like, it just seems weird. Like, why would they choose to do that now? Especially if the warrants have already been out for his arrest. And, like, for, like, search warrants and everything have already been approved. It all seems a little too much of a coincidence to be anything other than them trying to mess things up. Because the hip hop police are listening. Shout out Chameleonaire. Okay. Also this week, Before the Money, Joey Badass's, I guess, his debut album. I mean, if we're not considering his previous projects as albums and more as mixtapes, that turned 5 years old. And Tetsuo and Youth, Lupe Fiasco's, I don't want to say best album since The Cool, but The Cool's still better. But Tetsuo and Youth also turned 5 years old. I was listening to it earlier this week, and I forgot that he has 2 tracks that are like 9 minutes long. That man just keeps rapping. Also, The Roots' Do You Want More turned 25 years old. As far as releases, nothing really came out. No albums really came out that were really worth my time. I'm sure that's going to offend everyone. I don't know what people are listening to. I mean, songs came out. Reason dropped Showstop, which features a Kendrick ad-lib. And Megan Thee Stallion dropped BITCH. I'm sure there's other tracks that came out, but I haven't really gone looking for them. Nothing really has come across my table. Anyways, that's all I got. I told you there wasn't very much to talk about this week. So, as usual, please like, subscribe, comment, the usual stuff you do. And, like I keep saying, let us know what you want us to talk about. Because I have no problem just sitting here looking at this camera and talking for about 10 minutes straight. Bye.